Hello everyone, let's start with the video in which I'll be explaining problem A. Submission is all you need, and it was asked in Codeforces round 1040 for division 2. So let's read out the problem and then we'll go through examples and I'll be coding it up. So yeah, for a multiset T consisting of non-negative integers, uh, we define sum T is the sum of all elements in T. For example, if T is 0, 1, 1, 3, then sum T is equals to 0 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3, which is 5, and mex of T is the smallest non-negative integer not in T. Okay, smallest non-negative integer, which means uh, it will start from 0. For example, if T is equal to 0, 1, 1, 3, then max of T is basically 2, because 0 we have, 1 we have, 2 we don't have, because smallest non-negative integer starts from 0, 0, 1, 2 up to infinity, positive infinity. So if you take 0, that is there, if you take 1, that is there, but 2 is not there. So because 2 is the smallest non-negative integer not present in T, you are given a multiset S of size n consisting of non-negative integers. At first your score is 0. Okay, you can perform the following operations in number of times in any order, possibly 0 number of times also we can do that. So there are two operations. First operation is that select a subset S dash, which is subset in mathematically we denote this way. So it is subset of S, that is S dash contains some of the elements currently in S. Add sum of S dash to your score, then remove S dash from the S. And one more operation is that select a subset S dash, which is subset of S, add max of S dash to your score, then remove S dash from the S. Find the maximum possible score that you can obtain. Okay, so basically when you are when you are doing these operations, you will be adding sum of S dash and max of S dash. But in order to remove in this, I mean perform these two operations, you have to perform optimally in such a way that you are getting the maximum possible scores. So yeah, let's try to understand examples. So first they have given two examples. First example in which n is 3 and set is 0, 1, 1. So let me take you to the board. In first example, n is 3, which is basically number of elements in the subset, and 0, 1, 1 we have, and you need to find the maximum of the two operations. First operation is that choose S dash, which is subset of S, and sum of S dash will have to add in the score. Initially score will be 0. This is first operation. And second operation is as choose S dash, which is subset of S, and you'll have to find the max of S dash. You can choose either this or this, like in any number of times, or you can choose this one to be 0 times and this one to be all the times, or you can choose this one to be 0 times, this one all the times, or you can choose this one for some of the times, this one for other times. So sum of S dash is basically, now let's say we take this one 0, 1, 1 we have. I'll try to, subset we're taking, I'll try to take, let's say 0, 1 as one of the subset. So in this case our sum is sum of S dash, this is S dash, it will be the sum of the elements in this, which is 1. And if you want to find a max of S dash, this will be next greater element which is non-negative. So non-negative, which means it starts from 0, 1, 2 up to so on infinity. So yeah, in this case 0 we have, 1 we have, 2 we don't have, so 2 is the max of S dash. So we have taken, let's say this one. Now we'll take other second time where, like, two operations we have done, we'll take one optimally. Let's say I've taken this one. So in the score we have 2 right now. Initially it was 0, now we have 2. So yeah, remaining S dash is 1. So now in this case if you try to take sum of S dash, it will be 1, because 1 only element we have. But if you want to take max of S dash, then it will be 0. Why? Because it is the smallest non-negative integer, we start from 0, right? So 0 we don't have, so that is there. So if you try to take, you will be taking this one and the score will be 3, which is our answer. But in the problem they have done in this way. But let's try to understand the problem in a detail, so you will get it. So if you try to see, we have this SS subset, I mean S is a set, and this is basically sum of the elements, right? So, and this is basically a greater element which is a non-negative element. In this case, what I'll be doing is, apart from 0, any element we have, that for that elements I'll be taking next operation. Sorry, for that I'll be taking some operation. Basically, what do I mean is that, let's say I'm taking 0 as one of the subset, one more 1 as one of the subset, and remaining 1 as one of the subset. So whenever I have 0, I'll be using max of S dash. Why? Because 0 we have, the next greater element is 1, so a max of S dash will be 1 in this case. If we were to use sum of S dash, in that case sum of S dash will be 0, so it is not contributing anything to the score, sum of S dash, but max is contributing 1. But in case of when we have a number apart from 0, in that case I'll be using sum of S dash. If I use sum of S dash, it will be the element itself, but if I were to use max of S dash, then it will be 0, because 0 is the first non-negative number which is not present in subset. So I think you guys getting what I'm trying to do basically. So whenever I have a non-zero number, for that number I'll be using some operation. Whenever we have max operation, I mean 0, we will be doing max operation. So I think if you try to do these two things, it will solve the problem. And why it will solve the problem? As I said, in case of 0, if we use sum, we are not getting anything, but if you try to use max, 0's next element is 1, so for 0 we are getting 1 score, so which will be like maximum, and it is a greedy approach only. And I think yeah, that was it. So let me try to code it up. So yeah, first we will be taking int n, and we will take int score. So our input will be n, and these things, scores, sorry, subsequence values. So what I'll be doing is, I'll take one int temp in which I'll be taking all the subset values one by one. I'll be not storing these values in vector, because I know whenever we have 0, I'll be adding 1 to the answer. Whenever we have a non-zero value, so simply I'll be adding that to the answer. Answer is basically score in this case. First I'll take temp, and I'll check if temp equals to 0. So score I'll be increasing by 1, because in that case max operation I'm doing. Else I'm doing some operation, which means I'm taking temp, and at the end you'll have to display the score. Let's try to run the code. Yeah, it got passed. Let's try to submit the code. Why I'm not able to submit? I think let's go to submit code. Contest is over, that is fine. So I was participating in division 2, so this was the problem. And why am I not able to submit? I think right now I'll not be able to submit, but so if contest is over, so basically, yeah, this was the code guys I had written. So I think if you try to submit this, it will be getting submitted. So yeah, this was easy only, not that hard, but basically you had to find out that whenever 0 is there, you will be using max operation. Whenever other value is there, in that case you will be using some operation. And since it is a subset, so we can take one element as well. And this is the most optimal operation that we'll be doing. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video.